One of my hobbies that I like to do when I come to new places is to jump on my bike, take my phone, take my camera, and get lost.
What's it like to grow up in a world of extraordinary wealth and privilege? Picture having your own private zoo filled with exotic animals, driving luxury cars that many only fantasize about, and travelling the globe on a whim. For many Gulf royals, this lavish lifestyle is a daily reality. Take Rashid Belhassa, known to many as Money Kicks at just 22 years old. Rashid lives a life that most teenagers can only fantasize about. But while many might see a young man showing off his wealth, there's more to Rashid's story. He isn't just the son of a billionaire though. His father Saif Belhassa is one of the most influential businessmen in Dubai. Rashid has carved out his own identity in the world of social media and entrepreneurship. He first became famous for his sneaker collection, which grew into a high-end streetwear brand and a popular YouTube channel. His channel features not only his rare shoes but also his luxurious lifestyle, including his celebrity friends and private zoo with exotic animals that most people only see in documentaries. What's interesting is how Rashid mixes his Gulf heritage with modern pop culture, showing that the new generation of Middle Eastern elite is changing what it means to be wealthy and influential. And yet, when we think about Rashid, we can't help but wonder, what if you had that kind of wealth and influence at such a young age? Rashid represents a new kind of Middle Eastern elite, who are young, entrepreneurial, and deeply connected to the digital age. He uses his platform not only to showcase his luxurious life, but to craft a personal brand that reaches millions worldwide. It's a far cry from the traditional images of Gulf royalty, who once might have been seen only at high-level diplomatic meetings or grand ceremonies. Yet, Rashid's not the only example of how the Gulf elites are changing the narrative. Sheikh Hamdan bin Mohammed Al Maktoum, known to the world simply as Fazza, offers another fascinating perspective. As the Crown Prince of Dubai, his life could easily be confined to the political sphere. However, Sheikh Hamdan's far from being a one-dimensional royal figure. He's an adventurer, poet, and social media sensation, with a following that spans the globe. His love for extreme sports, whether it's skydiving over the Palm Jumeirah or diving into the deep blue sea, gives of a certain relatability that breaks down the invisible barrier between royalty and the common person. Sheikh Hamdan's influence goes beyond his love for adrenaline-pumping activities. As the Crown Prince, he plays a pivotal role in shaping Dubai's future. He's actively involved in the city's urban development, international stature, and governance. But despite his responsibilities, he manages to maintain an image of humility and accessibility. His social media platforms give followers a behind-the-scenes look at his life, which, while luxurious, is also filled with moments of quiet reflection, poetry, and a deep love for nature and animals. For a young prince, the balancing act between modern passions and royal duties is a delicate one, yet Fazza seems to have mastered it effortlessly. And it makes you think, could you balance the demands of leading a city like Dubai with the desire to live life on the edge? Then there are cousins Marwan and Saeed Al Maktoum, who may be less well known than Fazza but are still important figures among Gulf elites. Both cousins love horse racing, a sport that's deeply rooted in the region's culture and also a profitable business. Through their investments in Dubai's growing economy, Marwan and Saeed show how royalty and entrepreneurship can mix. They honour their royal traditions while embracing modern business practices. Whether managing big investments or attending major sporting events, they represent a mix of classic charm and new ideas. Unlike some of his younger peers, Sheikh Abdullah's focus is on diplomacy, global peace, and fostering relationships that position the UAE as a leader in innovation and collaboration. Contrast this with Sheikh Mohammed bin Hamad Al Thani of Qatar, another key figure in the Gulf elite. Known for his contributions to sports and education, Sheikh Mohammed was instrumental in preparing Qatar for the 2022 FIFA World Cup. A feat that not only put the nation on the global map, but also reinforced its commitment to sports diplomacy. His involvement extends beyond sports, however. Sheikh Mohammed's also a strong advocate for educational reform and youth empowerment, showing that the next generation of Gulf royals isn't content to rest on the laurels of their family wealth. They're actively working to shape the future of their nations, using their platforms to promote causes that matter to them and their people. It's impossible to talk about the future of the Gulf without mentioning figures like Princess Aya bint Khalifa bin Sumari Al Nahyan. a rising star in the UAE's royal circles. Aya is known for her advocacy for women's rights and social empowerment. Her efforts to improve education, health and gender equality make her a trailblazer in a region that's traditionally been male-dominated. Princess Aya represents a new wave of Gulf royals, one that's progressive, forward-thinking and deeply committed to social change. She's an inspiration for young women across the Middle East, showing that royal status doesn't have to be a barrier to meaningful activism. And that brings us to the question, what do we truly admire about these individuals? Is it their wealth, their influence, or their ability to navigate the immense pressure of royal life while still making significant contributions to society? It's easy to look at their lives and see only the luxury, the yachts, the palaces, the cars, but there's so much more beneath the surface. Figures like Sheikh Abdullah, Princess Aya and Sheikh Hamdan are not only symbols of wealth, they're leaders, philanthropists and innovators who are working to shape a future that's both rooted in tradition and open to the possibilities of global progress. Of course, this doesn't mean there aren't common misconceptions about the lives of Gulf royals and elites. Some might assume that they lead idle, luxurious lives without contributing to society. But the reality is far more complex. Many of these individuals are deeply involved in philanthropy, government leadership, and international diplomacy. For instance, Sheikh Abdullah bin Zayed's extensive work on global peace initiatives highlights his commitment to fostering diplomacy, while Princess Aya's advocacy for women's education and health initiatives underscores the progressive changes that are happening within the royal families themselves. Another misconception is that these elites rely solely on family wealth. But again, figures like Rashid Belhassa prove otherwise. While family wealth certainly provides a strong foundation, individuals like Rashid have built personal brands and businesses that extend far beyond their family's fortunes. They're leveraging social media, entrepreneurship and modern technology to craft their own paths, showing the world that the new generation of Gulf elites is just as business savvy and driven as their Western counterparts. At the end of the day, the lives of these Gulf royals and elites offer a fascinating window into a world that's both incredibly luxurious and deeply influential. They balance the demands of tradition with the opportunity of modernity, using their wealth and power not just for personal gain, but to shape the future of their nations and the world at large. As we wrap up this deep dive into the luxurious and influential lives of Gulf royals and elites, we want to hear from you. If you had access to the kind of wealth and influence that these figures possess, what would you do with it? Would you chase adrenaline like Sheikh Hamdan, build a business empire like Rashid, or focus on making a difference in the world through philanthropy and diplomacy? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. How would you balance the luxury of royal life with the responsibility of shaping the future? And don't forget to hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, subscribe for more content like this, and turn on notifications so that you never miss out on our next exploration into the lives of the world's most fascinating figures. See you in the next video.